guys, and welcome. It's 2023, so this is my first video of the new year. Happy New Year to you all. I hope you're all well and dandy. I did have a bit of a break for about a couple of months where I didn't do my usual weekly catch-ups. I'm not going to go over everything that I've watched because you'd be here all day. Instead, I'm going to do something with this. So this is a book that I was bought by my friends Chris and Victoria for my birthday. It is awesome. I showed it, did I show it on a vlog? I think I showed it on my vlogging channel. Basically, this book has got loads of lists that you can make about movies. Just as an example, list subjects you'd like to see made into a film, list memorable movie star news stories, list your favourite films about social change, list soundtracks and scores you love, movie heroes that would make your dream team, best movie moments of all time. There are loads of these different lists, so I thought, what a good idea for a video each week or each month, however often I get a chance to do it. So this is my film listography list, number 1, and I opened it randomly, and the first one I got was list celluloid characters you wish were your friends. So that's what we're going with today, folks. I have listed 20. I will not spend too long talking about each one because you don't want to be here all day. Before we go, I want to show you this. If you're on, well, I put it on YouTube as well as a picture. I have to show you my Christmas present, guys. Look at him. Isn't he beautiful? It's my new husband. There's Art in all his glory with his sunglasses. They come off. Isn't he awesome? My husband got an art mask and custom painted it for me. Look at them teeth. And found these little sunglasses and a little hat, and he got the little thing that he wears. So there he is. I've nowhere to put him that you can see him on video. He's on top of a bookshelf, so you don't really see him in videos, but I thought I would show you him for the first time. So there he is. There's Art himself. I swear the light in this is much lower than it actually is, but anyway. So these characters, I cannot choose TV characters, and when I was thinking about characters, most of the ones I was coming up with were TV characters, which made it really difficult. Also, most of my favourite movie characters are villains. I don't wish they were my friends, so I couldn't really choose. As an example, I couldn't choose Annie Wilkes, I couldn't choose Hannibal Lecter. Characters that I love, but I don't really want them to be my friends. Annie Wilkes is not, she's not entirely stable, and obviously the others are cannibals, so we don't want any of those. So I'm going to go through 20 movie characters, maybe at different times in my life. When I watched the movie, I thought, oh, I wish I knew that person. So let's get down the list. So these are in no order whatsoever. They're just as they came to my mind. Let me go through them for you. If you wonder why I'm sat to the side, it's because I'm going to put photographs here of the people I'm talking about. So first on the list is Oda Mae Brown from Ghost, played by Whoopi Goldberg. I loved the character from the first moment I saw her. She's just hilarious. I love everything about her as a character. I would love to know her. She's just ticks every box for me. Oda Mae Brown from Ghost. Next is a one from my childhood that still to this day I would love to be friends with. This character is Marty McFly from Back to the Future. Marty McFly is probably one of my first crushes when I was very young. I was pre-teen at this age. And I remember seeing Marty McFly and thinking, oh my god, I loved the character. I fell in love with Michael J. Fox as the character. I just, everything about Marty McFly. Yeah, so Marty McFly is on there too. Next is a double entry from my favourite comedy movie of all time. It is Wally Carew and Dave Lyons from Say No Evil, Hear No Evil. I love both characters equally. Together they are a riot. Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder play these characters. Still, I saw this movie. I shouldn't have seen this movie because I was underage and I saw it in the cinema. It was an 18. I was nowhere near 18. That's how long ago I saw this, folks, and it's still my favourite comedy movie to this day. So Wally Carew and Dave Lyons. Next, we have a lady. It is, in my opinion, one of the strongest ladies in sci-fi horror. Probably won't take any more than that. Is Ellen Ripley, obviously from the Alien franchise. She's a real kick-ass woman. I'd love to know her. I have a lot of respect for strong women, so Ellen Ripley's in there. Next is a character from Shawshank Redemption. No, it's not Andy Dufresne. It is Red, played by Morgan Freeman. Red is a character originally written as an Irishman because he had red hair, but in the end, the role obviously went to Morgan Freeman, and praise be that it did. Praise be, that sounded very religious. I love this character. I love a movie with a voiceover, with a narration. I've always loved it. I don't know why, I love it. Can you imagine having that voice in your life as one of your friends? So yeah, Red from Shawshank Redemption. Next is the same name as the movie, is John Wick. Yeah, if you ever need anybody duffed up in your life, if anybody's ever cruel to any dogs in your life, John Wick will sort them out. An action man that's rather easy on the eye, it has to be said, is in there also. Next, I've got Tony Stark or Iron Man, because I want one of those suits and I want to be able to fly too and shoot things, so Tony Stark's in there. The next one is one that very few people's going to know. This is a character called Yanko Gural from the movie Amy Foster, also known as Swept from the Sea, I think in the US. This guy is in here because he is my idea of the perfect man. His characteristics, his gentleness, his vulnerability, his intelligence. Yanko Gural from Amy Foster is, yeah, he's a big part of the list. The next one is going to be Eric Draven from The Crow. Obviously the original with the long lost Brandon Lee. I think it's a bit of one of those movies among old goths that we all love, we all look up to, we all absolutely idolise the character of The Crow. He stands for justice. Yeah, so not going to go into too much detail. Eric Draven. Next one, I was so bummed that I couldn't have Tyrion in this list, because Tyrion is one of my, from Game of Thrones, played by Peter Dinklage. I say that like the whole world knows who Tyrion is. Peter Dinklage's role in Game of Thrones. I couldn't have him because it's TV, so I am having Peter Dinklage playing Cyrano de Bergerac. Cyrano, which no quiet thing that I'm a massive fan of, that I fell in love with. I fell in love with the character. I never was a massive fan of the movie. I love the Steve Martin version, Roxanne. I'm not a big fan of the Gérard Depardieu, however it's pronounced. But yeah, Peter Dinklage's Cyrano just ticks every box. So yeah, we're having that. Next one, maybe a bit of an unpopular one, is William Wallace from Braveheart. No, I'm not getting all political. I just loved the passion. I loved that he loved his country and he wanted to protect his fellow men. I know that it's not historically accurate. We're talking about movie characters. We're not talking real life here, folks. But William Wallace, I just loved the rousing performance that Mel Gibson put into the character. It's one of my favourite movies. I love it. So William Wallace. We like a strong, passionate person that stands up for what they believe in. Next, so bummed was I to not have Hannibal Lecter. Why should I not have Clarice Starling, played by the awesome Jodie Foster, who's one of my favourite actresses. I think she's in my top 2. The other one I've already mentioned I can't have is Annie Wilkes from Misery. Clarice Starling, I love Jodie Foster. She doesn't act as much these days. This obviously isn't just about Jodie Foster, but I do love her. I wish she was. She's moved behind the lens, but she's such a vulnerable, beautiful actress. Clarice Starling is so multi-layered as a character. There's so much that she goes through in that movie, so Clarice Starling's on there. Next one's an odd one, guys. It's Miranda Hobbs from Sex and the City. You're going to say Sex and the City is a TV show. It is, but they also had several movies, which weren't very good, it has to be said. But I'm a big Sex and the City fan. Most people are obsessed with Carrie Bradshaw. Excuse me. I very much relate to Miranda. Miranda is the redhead from Sex and the City. I feel our personalities are very close. I saw a lot of myself in her when her vulnerabilities came out in the show and in the movies. It's not something she liked to show. She had this kind of exterior, but I could see past that to the person behind in the character, and we did get to see glimpses of her, and I totally related to her in Sex and the City. It's one of the closest I've ever feel I've seen to seeing me on screen, my character. So yeah, Miranda Hobbs. We have to have a bit of a pause there, folks, for a cough. Yes, mid-October we're talking, and it's now first week in January, and I'm still coughing. Next one is John Kramer from Saw. You may say that I'm a little bit of a fan. Yes, he's maybe the bad guy, but can you imagine all the horrible people in your lives that you could do away with the help of John Kramer in really imaginative ways? Yes, we shall have John Kramer there to deal with the riffraff. Next is a triple one. It is going to be Rex, Pip and Chester from Airheads. This is Brendan Fraser, Lisa, you should have thought of the names, Adam Sandler and Steve Buscemi, starring as 3 different kinds of rock fan who take over a radio station. The film Airheads is one of my favourites. I remember when I watched this back when it was released, I was very much at that age when I was very much into the whole rock scene, and I just wanted to be friends with these guys. These were my kind of people. They were the type of guys that I knew as friends. They would have fitted straight into friend groups I had. You could see every stereotypical image of the rock goth. There's all the kind of different rock styles in this movie. So yeah, Rex, Pip and Chester from Airheads. The next one is going to be, and I apologise if I pronounce this incorrectly, it's going to be Evelyn Clark from The Help, played by the wonderful Viola Davis. Who can forget the pie that she makes in the movie The Help? This woman had brass balls. I love her. I love Viola Davis. I love this character. I'm not going to tell you what the pie was made of. If you haven't seen the movie The Help, please watch it. The Help. Amazing. Fantastic. The next is a bit of a guilty pleasure, I'm afraid. It's Johnny Castle from Dirty Dancing, played by the beautiful Patrick Swayze. Yes, he was much older than her. Yes, it's a bit odd, but it can't be denying that every woman that watched Dirty Dancing at a certain time fell in love with Patrick Swayze. I love dancing. I don't get to dance these days. I probably couldn't dance very well these days, but I used to love to dance, and it's something I miss massively, and a man that can dance, chef's kiss. So Johnny Castle from Dirty Dancing. The next one is, now I wanted to get 20, I had 16, I was struggling, and I'm really pushing to try and think of people. I'm having, what's his actual, Wade Wilson, which I didn't actually know was his name, Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. The humour, the sense of humour that Deadpool has seems very similar to Ryan Reynolds' sense of humour, which I find hilarious. You always want someone around that can make you laugh, and Deadpool cracks me up. So we're having Wade Wilson, Deadpool in, we've only got 2 left, folks. So the last 2, I have picked Alexia from Titan. I don't know how it's pronounced. The French movie that was really weird that was released last year. I think it was last year. It could have been the year before. It would be really different to be friends with Alexia. She was a really different, cool, strong, just unusual female character in movies. I haven't seen anything like Titan. I love it, and I've put her as one of my characters. I'm being deliberately vague there because I know a lot of people haven't seen the movie, and you must watch the movie. And finally, and I picked this one, and then I thought, oh my god, I can't pick this, I can't say this, we're going to try, folks. This is the role played by Adrian Brody in The Pianist. I said Pianist, which is Vladislav Spilman. That movie is one of my all-time favourites. I adore Adrian Brody as an actor. I think one of the things for me is I love to see vulnerability in a performance. I love to see different facets of a person's personality. I love to see layers. The film The Pianist, if you haven't seen it, is, he won an Oscar for this. He was amazing. Such a beautiful soul, such a beautiful individual. The person that he plays in this movie, I absolutely loved. You have to have people of substance in your life. You want people to make you laugh. You want people to make you cool Iron Man suits. You want people to do away with everyone that you can't bear. You want people that like the same sort of music as you do. You want female, strong people to look up to. And you want people of substance. And you want to be voiced over by the awesome Morgan Freeman. So what can I say? That is my list of 20 movie characters that I wish were my friends. So I will be doing a list from this every so often. I want to try and do it once a week, but it may not be that often. I shall just go through and pick one at random out of here and regale you with it. And obviously, if you want to do any of them, feel free to follow any that I'm doing. If you think, oh, that's quite a cool idea, feel free to do it. Thank you for watching, guys. Apologies, I did ramble on a little bit. I have a tendency to do so. I shall be back probably next week with my first what I've watched from 2023. Thank you for watching, guys, and I shall catch up with you in the next one. Over and out from Lisa Lives.